Hey, 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 Twin Flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. I've been asked to do a karmic reading. Ouch. So, we bought 18 tons of sage, a big block of Himalayan rock salt, and then we literally did this ritual thing with candles to make sure the energy doesn't come near us. And then Harry looked at me and said, you know what? This is really silly. Because Charlotte planned all of this before we even knew, knowing that I was doing a karmic reading, and she got really, really spooked out. So, thinking that Harry might have someone on the side, or I don't know. She was getting really freaked out. So anyway, we managed to call up all the delivery people and send it all back, thankfully, because you know how much it was going to cost me. It was like $1,500 US, all because of this superstition. I don't think she can hear me. I think she's too far away. Whew. So we won't delve into the energies for too long, because what we focus upon we bring about, right? And we don't want to bring about anything too bad. But what we're going to do is, because there'll be different scenarios for different people, I'm going to do 3 stories, okay? So we're going to see what happens for each story. We're talking about the DM and his karmic, all right? So you can pick story 1, 2, or 3, or watch all 3 stories, which I would suggest, because there may be messages within each story that resonate for you. And I'll be picking the Ascension package winner very soon. So if you haven't clicked onto my previous actually, don't worry about that. If you want to win the Ascension package valued at $400, you may most definitely write in the comments section here why you would like to win it. Okay, because there's still a couple more days until I give it away. All right. So thank you for being here with me. Wow. Trigger warning. There might be some yucky energy coming through because we're talking about the karmic. So if you start doing that with your throat or coughing uncontrollably, okay, so karmics can be good and bad, can't they? Because they teach lessons, don't they? Okay. But, you can have, anyone who's not your twin flame is a karmic. So, you can have a best friend that's really lovely and beautiful, and that's a karmic. So that's a good karmic, Someone who loves you and nurtures you and doesn't lie to you or cheat on you or abuse you or ask you to send $10 million to their bank account, So, story number 1, ready? Woo. Okay, there's different sounds for different stories. That's woo for the first one. I don't know. Am I being too serious with the glasses? I don't know. I think we need to try and be a little bit serious. So I'll leave them on for now. All right. Yeah, here we go. So, karmic story number 1. Hold on to your hats if you're wearing a hat. If you're not wearing a hat, you don't have to hold on to it. All right? Okay. This is funny. Surprise, surprise. Your divine masculine is in a third party situation with a karmic, and has been for quite some time in this story. He would be feeling bored and restless, and as though, I don't know, perhaps she doesn't make good coffee Perhaps she makes really shitty coffee. No, that's funny. And of course, we're not being mean to anyone. We're just having a little bit of fun, aren't we? Okay, good. So let's just remember that. Anyway, he's bored and restless and feels there's no spark. Surprise, surprise, because it's not his twin flame. Okay? So we've got this feeling of it's not going anywhere. It's not growing. It hasn't grown for a long time. And it makes me feel off balanced. So he feels like, okay, I don't know. He may have a cold. This guy feels like he's got a cold right now. Not the virus, just a cold. Let's not go there. Let's not go into that. All right. Wow. Okay. He may smoke too. He may be a smoker, because I'm really feeling like there's this throat thing happening. Sometimes, wow. Sometimes when Divine Masculine doesn't speak his truth, it'll go away in a minute once I get the message out. When he's not speaking his truth and realizing that he's supposed to be moving forward with his counterparts, this is the High Priestess, i.e. the Divine Feminine, he realizes that this not moving forward, he may still have success with money, but this is interesting. When he comes in and speaks with Divine Feminine, all of a sudden he'll have good news about money. All of a sudden there'll be great things going on. Wow. And if he's not coming in with her, all of a sudden money and things go stagnant. And why is that? Because as the twins' frequency comes together on a higher realm, on a higher plane of consciousness, I should say, everything comes to them from the divine. Okay? So as he comes in and out with this particular Divine Feminine, he could even have laryngitis, because I'm actually feeling as though I can't speak. Laryngitis or pharyngitis or one of those itises. He's really had a difficult time recently. If this is your Divine Masculine. So anyway, so when he spends time with Divine Feminine, all of his ducks kind of end up being in a row. Like he feels as though, his success occurs, like everything kind of works out for him in business, in a business sense, and in a, like, I don't know, he may have looked at a catalogue and there's the last set of golf clubs that he wants or something, and it's like, oh wow, I just got the last one, or there's just this lucky feeling that happens when he's with his Divine Feminine. And so we get this feeling of him realizing that there's this confusion. There's this confusion when he doesn't spend time with his Divine Feminine. There's this longing to have all of this abundance with her, and not just monetary abundance, but this feeling of contentment, this wish finally fulfilled. We have a lot of cups energy here. He's longing to feel relaxed. And when he speaks with Divine Feminine, he does feel relaxed. When he goes back to the Karmic, he's not feeling like that. He's also very sexually attracted to his Divine Feminine, and he's looking to get a divorce here. Thinking about it for a long time, knowing that the true counterpart is the Divine Feminine. Beautiful energy coming from him. He's kind of put himself in a pause at the moment. If you haven't heard from this divine masculine, it's because he's really, truly going deep and thinking, coming into the heart space. A lot of divine masculines have recently come into their heart space, and he really is thinking about this and thinking just how much he longs to feel loved and nurtured. You know, men generally enjoy having sex, as we know, and that's because they lead from the root chakra. However, this divine masculine has kind of had that with this karmic, like, you know, his wife or his partner may already be sexy and he knows what it's like to get jiggy with it with something, you know, really sexy, you know what I mean? So he's kind of been there, done that, got the postcard, and he now understands that that's frivolous, really, because once the sex happens, which might only be like a whole 3 minutes in the bedroom, hopefully it's a bit longer, maybe, all right, 7 minutes, we'll give him 7 minutes, all right? That's not including foreplay, but you know, he realizes that once all of that is done and dusted, once you've done the wild thing, there's got to be some kind of conversation that can be had. There's got to be something more. And so if you haven't spoken to him because you're avoiding him because he's in a partnership with someone else, he says, I've been bleeding in your silence. Yeah, he's missing you a lot. He says, I wish I was kissing you instead of missing you. And he realizes, which I've just said before, we are in each other's life for a reason. Thank you for showing up. He wants to say one more. Oh, wow. I'm thinking about you right now. So yes, there's this sexy, passionate energy, but there's also this, I really long to have the love of my life. I know, you know, I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be in a relationship with someone that looks really sexy and, you know, they wear the lingerie. Perhaps, you know, I feel like this woman that he's with kind of has all the things, you know what I mean? Like the materialistic things, you know, the clothes and the shoes and the makeup and the whole, all of that. But he's realizing that love is far deeper, you know, true love. You know, you can literally take your glasses off and your clothes, just be naked with one another, you know. I was going to say metaphorically speaking, but that's completely the wrong word. You know what I mean? As in, being naked really has a throat issue here. Being naked with someone is the vulnerability of knowing that you can wake up next to them and they've got no makeup on. You know, they're not rushing to the bathroom to do their hair and stuff. You know what I mean? You can love them. You know what I mean? You can just bear everything with them. Okay? Because if you truly love someone, you don't need to wear a mask. There can be this truth. And he really feels it with her. He's kind of in his serious mode when he's saying this. He's like, with my divine feminine, I feel bare. I feel like I can be raw with her. And this is highly appealing to him because he cannot talk to his karmic partner at all. She's all about the bling bling, you know. All about the money. All about the dum dum da 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 da. I don't think it's funny. You know the song? It's an older song. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da 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 da. Right? He's not about the money. He's about the love. He's had the money. Or he's worked hard to get the money that he's had. Okay. Divine masculine number 2. Okay. So, remember we're doing the karmics today. Divine masculine number 2 is, wow, also wanting emotional fulfillment. Surprise, surprise, surprise. He may already have children. He may kind of be pretending that the relationship he's in is happy, you know, like the Facebook snaps, the social media, like, you know, this is what we had for dinner last week at this restaurant, or, you know what I mean. Been wanting to send you, Divine Feminine, a message, right? And you're kind of wondering why he's not talking to you, and you're kind of feeling, you know, like, well, maybe I won't talk to him either. Which is kind of an ego place to be. You know, I'm not going to lie, if you kind of like putting the hands up, it's all right to have boundaries, that's not what I'm saying, but you know, if you're putting the hand up and it's just like, well, I'm just not talking to him, just for the sake of that, then that's kind of not good. He's feeling wounded. Why is he feeling wounded? Let's have a look. I feel like he's perhaps been working a lot in the wow, look at this. See? I'm psychic. This guy knew what I was going to say. Alright, this is hardworking Harry. Oh no, Harry says I can't say Harry. What's another H name? Hardworking Henry. Okay, hardworking Henry. Right, see this? He's got his eye on the prize, his eye on the task at hand. Ooh. And it's not just with work. He wants to make an offer to his Divine Feminine. We're still not finding out much about the Karmic just yet. Okay. Wow. All right, now we are. The cards are like, just hang on a minute. Death-defying David is here. I'm going to forget that I've made up all these names, and I'm not going to know what any of these cards are called anymore. This is Death-defying David, who's had a transformation. And if your Divine Masculine is also called David, well, that's a cool kind of synchronicity, I would dare say. He is in the process of, or has been thinking about, getting out of this partnership, relationship, perhaps marriage. Because it's the Hierophant, I'm thinking it's marriage and not just a partnership, right? Yep. He may not have been able to come into you because he's dealing with all of this divorcey kind of stuff. Divorcey stuff. Yeah, he's very unhappy in his current non-wish fulfillment with the Karmic. And he could be, just so you know, he could be drinking alcohol in excess. Okay. He's making a decision in love regarding this offer that came in the past from the universe. And the offer that came in the past from the universe is you, the idea of you. See, the universe is going, oh, you know, we made you a copy of yourself, kind of thing. Not an exact copy. It's just the other half of your soul. Bleep, bleep, bleep. I don't know where all this... I told you there'd be sound effects for each reading. Alright? So, this one's bleep, bleep, bleep. That's the photocopier. Look. See how similar they are? This one may have bigger breasts, but that's okay. The universe. He kind of gets that, ooh, this was a gift from the universe. Bleep, bleep, bleep. It's ready in 5 minutes. In the copy machine. Yeah. So here we can see him trying to escape. Mentally escape from this. It's like, it's this weird energy. He wants to escape from this kind of mental prison that he's in with his Karmic, but then he's like, but hang on, I might have kids that I have to look after, or what's going to happen to her. And for some of them, I feel that their Karmic may have some kind of illness. Okay, yeah, So he's like, I'm still gonna, even if I come into this twin flame relationship, I'm still gonna have to recompense or give money to or help either my children. I'm getting unborn child here as well. Some of them, they may have an unborn child on the way. Wow, that's interesting. And so Divine Feminine is kind of left waiting for the love. But he does love her, you see. These may be letters in names, W or an M, which is the other way around, B and a J. Just take it how it resonates for you. It may not at all. It might be their kids' names or their karmic partner. You know, her name might be Mary and his son may be called Billy Joe Jim Bob. I'm joking. I'm just putting it out there in case you needed a synchronicity to know whether this is your divine masculine. All right, so, you know, it's like Divine Feminine's been waiting and waiting and waiting, and she's kind of like, well, you know, this cycle is kind of really unlucky because I can't have him. Like, where is he? He's not taking this leap of faith at the moment. He's kind of, he wants to, but there's a third party in the way. Divine Feminine, I can kind of feel like she's like, I wish he would just work it out. I wish he'd just work it out. Somehow, miraculously, he needs to work this out so he can be with me. In the recent past, he may have come in with a message that was quick, right? But then he's still chained to this karmic. So it's kind of quick in and out movement with him. There's still, he's chained to it, you know what I mean? Like, not literally. And he's kind of trying to grow his money because he's like, well, even if I do divorce this woman, or, you know, and we've got kids or a child on the way or something like that, I've still got to be able to give them money even if I come into the twin flame journey. And for those of you who are saying, you know, my divine masculine's not married or with anyone, this could be family. This could be family that he's got to give money to. Yeah. And there's the family. You know, it's like, I haven't got enough to give my family just yet. I want my divine feminine, but I've still got to make sure my family are okay. I can't just leave them out in the cold. I can't just send them out into the field and say, go and fend for yourself there. He feels responsible. He feels responsible, yeah. And he's thinking about this a lot. He's thinking about, you know, I love, yeah, he's getting this call to come in, but he's also like, well, hang on a minute, I've still got responsibility. You know, he may even be religious, you know, God or Allah or Buddha or whoever will judge me if I don't do the right thing and give to all of these people. I've got to give to more than just my divine feminine here. I can't just be selfish. But he does really need to be a little bit selfish, because otherwise he's going to be stuck in this cycle. And then divine feminine, she kind of gets sad. Not only does she get sad, but she gets a little bit in this mode of fear of rejection, fear of, there's this uncertainty for her, and there's this neediness that starts occurring, because she's like, well, here I am, I'm pretty important too. And so she feels alone, right? There's one more. There's a love message this divine masculine wants to speak of. You know, he's very honourable, this one. I mean, they all are when they're in their divine, as opposed to their distorted energy. But this one's really devoted to family, devoted to, wow, okay. So even though he's kind of in this, the safeness of this other relationship, or the safeness of this family if it's not another relationship, he's also afraid that if he does all these bells and whistles to make everything happen, that there may be rejection here. You know, maybe divine feminine won't accept me. Maybe if I work and do all of this stuff, maybe if I come across, for some of them, they need to go a long distance to come and see you, or to come and get you, or to be with you. They say, I'm afraid of rejection. And when this comes up for them, he also says, I keep myself busy with the things I do, but every time I pause, I still think of you. Yeah, and some of them, they haven't come in enough, and they've wanted to. And so they say, I'm truly sorry for my words and actions. Because, yeah, they get into this mode of running away because of this, of being afraid of rejection. And so they say, there's just something about you I'm scared to lose, because I know I won't find it in anyone else. And that's the truth. Yeah. And if they're stuck in a family situation or a marriage situation or a partnership, they say, I made a mistake, now I'm living with the consequences, I regret it, I really do. They're really feeling, I feel for some of them, they feel that there's this twin flame energy, and so they say, I'm connected with you no matter where you are. So they know that this is a sacred thing between you and them. But they're only one man, you know. They're trying to recompense and do the right thing and be honourable and la 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 la. And then, you know, it blocks the twin flame connection in general. Story number 3. Woohoo. I don't know. I feel like story number 3 is going to be a little bit, I don't know, weird. Weird? Strange? Okay, let's see how strange it is. Divine masculine feeling some kind of disillusionment in the recent past, but coming back into this, you know what? I just want to be happy. I'm going to be happy regardless. Wow, look at these cups here. This is a man who's literally been on his own, in his own feelings. And there's been no one here for him in his karmic life. Told you it was going to be weird and strange, didn't I? Let's see. Is this a tower moment, as in a dark night of the soul, I can't cope anymore? Or is it a enlightening thing? The next card will tell us. All right. It's a realization. I've just realized that I've been giving away all of my time and my resources and perhaps my money, not perhaps my money, a lot of money, to the people in my life that really don't deserve it at all. Because none of them here have got his back. Look, he's alone in his emotions, perhaps even crying. There's depression here even. Maybe not clinical depression, but a sadness, a longing to be loved. You see how he's sitting on the lawn here and near the tree? It's like he's looking for love. He's looking for that like a hug, you know, and the only thing that comes close is when he goes into nature. Wow, for some of them they're spiritual or they believe in God, and that's the only thing pulling them through right now, because they definitely feel like the people around them are cold and manipulative. I told you it was going to be weird and strange. Cold and manipulative energies around. And he's been enlightened to this fact that, you know, his friends and family, literally when he needs them, right, when they need him, right, when they need money, when they need to borrow money or whatever, or I don't know, you know, can I borrow your car? Can I borrow your money? Can I borrow your advice? They all come running, and yet when he is in need of something, they make him feel left out in the cold And they're even manipulative. So when he needs to reach out, there's no one there for him. He's on his own. Wow, this is really yucky. Yeah, and it's in a home situation. A home situation. Could be his mother. It's confusing energy. Very confusing energy, because if it is his mother or perhaps a baby mama, right? I'm not feeling this as divine feminine. I know the Empress can come through as divine feminine, but not in this reading, because we're talking about the karmic, right? A mother is supposed to be nurturing. Even if he's got a baby mama, as in a woman having his baby, they're supposed to be nurturing, loving, giving, kind, all of those things. But he's confused by the energy, because there's no, it's all about the money, there's no emotion here. It's a lack of emotion, and this is why he goes and he thinks in his own emotions. He's like, hang on a minute, there's no one here hugging him, there's no one there to warm him. And the secret is, he feels absolutely chained to this situation. And all he wants to do is free himself. He may want to move away, perhaps even across the other side of the world. He really doesn't want to be there at all. He does not, because, yeah, he's committed. Wow. If he stays, he's committing himself to heartbreak. Literally. There's 3 people here, or a third party situation, take it how it resonates for you. And he needs love right now. He needs to talk to someone. He needs a friend. And all he's getting is this arrogance. We're getting feminine energy coming through here. This is an arrogance from females. And so this divine masculine is very savvy. He understands all of this. He thinks about this tactically and says, when this happens, all I really have is my twin flame. All I really have is God. All I really have is the things that I study, or the things that I, reach out to when they're being yucky like this. He feels surrounded by toxicity, surrounded by perhaps even arguing, surrounded by people who just want to take from him and use him. And it's not a nice feeling, because he is a lovely, lovely man. Yeah. So if this is your divine masculine, he may not have told you how much it was hurting him. So he says, I acted like it wasn't a big deal when it really was breaking my heart. We have the heartbreak card here. It breaks his heart that people can be like this. And if he hasn't come in and spoken to you, he says, please understand that I was in pain. I never meant to ruin things. I never meant to ruin us. He's really feeling this emotion. He also realizes in this alone time that he's been having, and in this sadness that he's been feeling, the most beautiful message for the whole reading, I want to be with you for the rest of my life. He realizes how giving and nurturing you are in comparison to these people he's been around. He sees the difference. He also says, when I first met you, I honestly didn't know you were going to be this important to me. And then there's, you mean more to me than you know. And the last one is, I've been bleeding in your silence. even though perhaps they're the one who hasn't come into you. It's this feeling of when they're not with you, they feel like they can hear you, they feel like you're around them. It's like an echo. You know, it's like the echo isn't really there, but when you hear it, you know, in the mountains or something, it is there, and it's kind of, it's this, a ghost-like feeling. They feel like when they're not speaking with you, that they can sort of feel you around them, like a ghost, I guess. In a good way, though. And sometimes I feel that they're really connecting with you in a telepathic way when they're feeling very down. When they're in this energy, you see, you know, that cloud looks very ghost-like. There's divine feminine. He can't see her, but she's offering this feeling of love, which does surround him. But he can't see it because he's in this midst of sadness, of heartbreak with the karmic situation. Wow. So I hope this case of the karmic reading, the case of the karmics reading finds you well today. I guess all you can do is come to your divine feminine, divine masculine with unconditional love and offer them support and guidance where you can, but maintain your own frequency and make sure that you're okay too. You know, never give too much of yourself without taking care of yourself first. Okay? And if you need help with that, contact me. That's what my ascension package is for, okay? If you really need help to come into union with yourself, which can bring twin flame union in, let me know. And if you want to fast track to union, I have my manifesting twin flame video as well. I also do private readings and for twin flames, soulmates, and general life paths. So even if you're not sure if it's your twin flame or not, if it turns out that my cards say it's not and it's just a soulmate, we still continue with the reading. All right, so don't stress if you don't know. A lot of readers won't say yes or no if it's your twin, but I will. If the cards tell me that it's your twin, I'll tell you. All right, I don't, you know, I'm a psychic medium as well as an intuitive reader, so I have no qualms about being honest with people. And I also ask for photographs and things so that, you know, I can see the energy as well. So yeah, if you need me, reach out to me. I am sending you love, light, peace and harmony, and also a little bit of fun. And if you haven't got a cuppa yet, why not? Mine went cold, so I forgot to make you pause the video and get one. But I'm sending you love and light and peace and blessings. And I am sorry I wasn't here yesterday, but I had a friend come and see me, which was lovely. And so I got a little bit behind with posting on YouTube. But I usually do post every single day. So if you're new, welcome. If you haven't subscribed. If you want to like and share and comment and tell me why you want to win the I don't know, what am I going to say? The Ascension package. I was going to say the $4 billion Ascension package, because that's what it's worth, you know. $4 billion. It's so good. Then let me know. Hit me up. And for those people who unliked or disliked my videos, I love you very much. And of course, if you don't get a private reading with me, some of my readings won't resonate with you. And if you're not at a similar frequency to me, then also my readings will not resonate for you either. So remember, like attracts like. So if you're here and you love me, then you're amazing. If you're here and you don't love me, I love you anyway. So you know what I mean? Anyway, bye. Let's just quickly see Cookie and move his face, because that's fun. Ready? You can just replay this part of the video at 39 minutes if you want to just do this with me all day. Bye. Bye.